Good evening and welcome to ICU TV Main News. Let's take a look at the top stories making headlines. Violence erupts at Livingstone City Council ahead of ballot paper arrival. Second day of deep learning Indaba 2026 underway. Chief Justice reaffirms Judiciary's independence ahead of elections. In international news, wildfires in France uncover hundreds of WWII munitions. In sports news, Copper Queens complete final training ahead of Malawi quarterfinal clash. Presenting the news, I am Yamba Margaret, and now the news in details. Violence broke out at Livingstone City Council on Tuesday after rival political party supporters clashed while awaiting the arrival of ballot papers for Zambia's 2026 general elections. According to reports, the confrontation caused confusion at the civic center, prompting police to intervene and restore order as tensions escalated. The circumstances surrounding the incident, including whether there were any arrests or injuries, had not been officially confirmed by authorities at the time of publication. Precious Banda gives us more details in this report.
Violence erupted at Livingstone City Council on Monday as rival political party cadres engaged in a confrontation while waiting for the arrival of ballot papers ahead of Zambia's 2026 general elections. According to the Livingstone Reports Facebook page, the confrontation caused confusion at the civic center, with reports indicating that the police intervened to restore order as tension escalated among supporters of different political parties. The circumstances surrounding the incident, including whether any arrest or injury were recorded, had not been officially confirmed at the time of publications. Authorities are expected to provide further details as investigation continues. Precious Panda reporting for ICU TV News.
Yesterday marked the second day of the Deep Learning Indaba 2026 in Lagos, Nigeria, bringing together AI experts and participants from across Africa. Beauty Konde gives us more details in this report.
So that's just one illustration for multi-layer perceptron. And so this is what it actually sees.
The second day of the Deep Learning Indaba 2026 in Lagos, Nigeria, featured high-level discussions on artificial intelligence, with experts calling for greater African leadership in developing and owning AI technologies. Pan-Atlantic University Vice-Chancellor Professor Inacio Okonedo described the conference as a continuation of Africa's tradition of sharing knowledge and finding solutions together. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Dr. Boshan Tijani, urged African countries to move from being consumers of artificial intelligence to becoming producers of homegrown AI solutions through investment in digital infrastructure, local data and skilled talent. The program continued with keynote presentations and technical sessions on African-centered large language models, cloud computing, graph neural networks, responsible artificial intelligence, and agentic AI. The day concluded with industry discussions led by Cassava AI, where panelists highlighted the importance of sovereign cloud infrastructure, local AI data centers, and stronger partnerships to accelerate artificial intelligence innovation across Africa. For ICU TV News, I am Beauty Nkondi.
Chief Justice Mumba Malila says the judiciary will handle any electoral dispute arising from the 2026 general election impartially and without fear or favor. Speaking during the opening of the Electoral Dispute Resolution Workshop for the High Court in Lusaka, Dr. Malila said no judge would be coerced into delivering selective judgments, stressing that the judiciary remains committed to judicial independence and the fair administration of justice. According to ZNBC News, Judge Mapani Kawimbe, chairperson of the Chief Justice's Advisory Committee on Election Management, said the judiciary plays a critical role in resolving post-election disputes. Commonwealth Secretariat Legal Advisor Elizabeth Macharia said judicial independence is essential to the fair adjudication of electoral disputes and commended the judiciary for its preparedness ahead of the polls. Waichan Jovu, Operations Director of the Chandler Institute of Justice Zambia, also praised the judiciary for accelerating the timely delivery of justice in electoral matters. You are still watching ICU TV main news. We now take our first set of commercials. Please stay tuned for more news.
We are the dreamers reaching for the sky. At ICU, together we will rise. With knowledge and passion, we aim to achieve a future so bright, with more to believe. We're building
the best graduating students, masters in the School of Humanities.
will be denied. From Lusaka to the world, we stand tall and strong.
Hi, I'm Genea Moyo, and I am ICU.
We're rising high with education.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. In our local stories, the University of Zambia Students' Union has welcomed the increase in the student accommodation allowance from 3,900 kwacha to 5,850 kwacha, describing the move as a significant milestone for student welfare. UNZASO Vice President Jemima Moaba said the increment is a major achievement that will ease the financial burden on students and improve their living conditions. Speaking on Diamond TV's breakfast show on Monday, Ms. Moaba said the development marks a historic movement for students at the University of Zambia. President Hakainde Hichilema recently announced the increase, which took effect immediately. The Bridge Zambia project phase 2 has commenced with the construction of 2 community learning centers as part of efforts to widen access to education and practical skills. The project is being implemented by the Zambia National Commission for UNESCO in partnership with the Korean National Commission for UNESCO and being funded by the government of the Republic of Korea through the Korean National Commission for UNESCO. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has reaffirmed its commitment to promoting women's full participation in the electoral process. Speaking during the ECZ Women's Conference in Kasama, Northern Province District Electoral Officer John Mwanza said women play a vital role in driving positive change and should actively participate in the country's democratic progress. He encouraged women to take advantage of opportunities to engage in the electoral process and contribute to strengthening Zambia's democracy. You are still watching ICU TV's main news. We now take our second break. Please stay tuned for more news.
The Information and Communications University stands as one of Zambia's fastest growing private universities. Now, it does not just provide classroom learning, but world-class education that goes beyond the classroom. Coming soon, exclusively on ICU TV, is Beyond the Classroom, a series that showcases what matters most: practical learning and hands-on skills development. From the School of Agriculture to mining, from engineering to media studies, Beyond the Classroom will reveal the unique side of ICU. It will help prospective students looking for the right university make informed decisions about their future. Now, this series will unpack the practical learning experiences offered across every school and every course.
Thank you for staying with us. In international news, wildfires in southern France have uncovered a cache of about 400 historic shells and munitions in the village of Le Port, prompting extensive mining operations. Local authorities say explosions heard during the blaze, initially believed to be caused by gas cylinders, were likely World War II explosives detonated by the intense heat. More than 100 explosions were reported during the second night of the fire, with Mayor Marshall Zennet describing the scene as sounding like war. The wildfire destroyed more than 180 homes while demining teams continue clearing the area. Although most residents have returned home, authorities say some sections remain off-limit as exploded ordnance is removed. We are still in international news. A coalition of 25 U.S. states has filed a lawsuit against the administration of President Donald Trump, challenging a new wave of tariff imposed on dozens of countries. The tariffs, ranging from 10 to 12.5%, target imports from countries including the United Kingdom, China, and the European Union, with the U.S. government arguing the measures are aimed at countries that have failed to adequately address forced labor in supply chains. In court documents, the states argue the tariffs are arbitrary, capricious, and contrary to law. However, the White House defended the move, saying the administration is lawfully using its authority to address unfair trade practices and the importation of goods linked to forced labor. The tariffs, introduced in July under Section 301 of the U.S. Trade Act of 1974, apply to an estimated 99.4% of U.S. imports, according to the Office of the U.S. Trade Representative. We take another short break. Please stay tuned for sports news.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Welcome back. And in sports news, the Copper Queens have completed their final training session ahead of tomorrow's CAF WAFCON Morocco 2026 Group C quarterfinal against Malawi. The team trained on Monday night at Mohammed University Polytechnic in Rabat, with head coach Nora Wupto putting the players through a high-intensity session as preparations intensified for the knockout fixture. Zambia will face Malawi on Wednesday, August 5th at Medina Stadium in Rabat, with kickoff time scheduled for 22 hours Central African Time. And that sports item brings us to the end of our main news today. But before we go, a quick recap on the top stories making headlines. Violence erupts at Livingstone City Council ahead of ballot paper arrival. Second day of deep learning Indaba 2026 underway. Chief Justice reaffirms Judiciary's independence ahead of elections. In international news, wildfires in France uncover hundreds of World War II munitions. In sports news, Copper Queens complete final training ahead of Malawi quarterfinal clash. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, please take a look to our Facebook page at ICU TV and our website at icutvzm.com. Good night.